If you need any Xbox or PlayStation codes or anything gaming related, check the referral links down in the description. They'll take you to g2a.com. They already have a discount on most of their goods already, and with the code CHES at checkout, you can get yourself an extra 3% off as well. Hey guys, how's it going? Chez back again and welcome to episode number 6 of the Barcelona career mode here on FIFA 15. You guys had a vote to make in the previous episode and you did vote, and it was quite heavily one-sided. As you can see on screen, the final vote, or as I took it as I went to record this video, is 733 votes total, 581, 79% of which saying yes, sell Pedro. So guess what we're going to do in today's episode? We're going to sell Pedro, so we're going to try and do our best to replace him with the most popular response in the previous episode's comment section, which was Marco Reus. I do have a couple of backup options though, just in case we aren't able to get the deal done, and you'll see those on your screen in just a second. You guys were able though to continue the trend in this series of smashing over 1,000 likes on the previous episode. If you could do the same again today, if you enjoy, then I would very much appreciate that again as always. We haven't failed to hit over 1,000 likes on any episode so far. In fact, we've hit 1,200 almost on every single episode to this point. You guys really are spoiling me with the support on this series. So as you can see, Sofiane Feghouli is my other option, my other main option behind Marco Reus. Very, very good player, 82 rated, but very crucially good in the right areas. Pacey, very good on the ball, decent passing and crossing. He is an adequate replacement for Pedro should we not be able to bring in Marco Reus. But obviously, Reus is the main target. We still have a decent amount of money left, 31 million, although Reus is valued around about 30 million. Because you can see we get an offer in for Pedro here after we've transfer listed him of 12.5 million from PSG. You're going to ask for 22.5 just to see if we can get that extra little bit out of them. Obviously, in the last episode, Valencia came in with an offer of 20 million and we turned it down because at that time we weren't sure whether we were going to sell Pedro or not. Now, as you can see, Marco Reus is valued at 34 million, so just cash-wise, I don't have enough to try and bring him in. I'm going to have to use Pedro as make-weight here, unless, of course, we can sell Pedro on for a big price and then go in for Reus with solely cash. They are interested in Pedro, so we will have to wait and see if we can find the right amount of cash to sweeten that deal. Still going to try and ask for a decent amount from PSG here, just in case we don't have enough cash outright with Pedro to be able to afford Marco Reus. And then if we if we sell Pedro, we can use the extra money we get A from the transfer and B from his wages, so we can then fiddle with the budget to make sure that we have enough money to be able to bring in Marco Reus with just cash. They say they want 43 million plus Pedro for Marco Reus. I only have 30. I've only got 31 and a bit available to me, so I am going to go back into the transfer budget and fiddle with it slightly. Reus wants 150 grand a week wage-wise, which we can afford with the budget as is, and also obviously Pedro's wages are going to be leaving as well, so I think he's on about 100 grand. So we're going to have plenty of money to be able to spend should we sell Pedro on and need to buy Reus with just cash. I'm going to try and get the cash plus player deal done though if I possibly can, but it's going to have to wait until deadline day. This game is on deadline day here, away from home against Villarreal. Obviously one of the better sides in La Liga. This game in real life was a very tight affair last year, and Barcelona came out extremely slim winners with a 1-0 victory thanks to Sandro, who obviously is the youngster that's currently playing for Barcelona B on FIFA. He's been drafted into the real-life Barcelona squad, and he was the only player to make the difference in the game between these two sides in real life. Obviously, they've got Giovanni Dos Santos and Luciano Vieto in their starting lineup, both starting up top as strikers, so they are going to be a big threat here. We're still getting to grips with a 4-3-3 formation. Still got a very strong side, though, to say the least. Neymar, Lacazette and Lionel Messi up top as our front three, and then Pjanic still playing in the first team at CDM, although he did get himself booked after 5 minutes here. Fortunately, from the resulting free kick, we were able to get the ball around the post for a corner. From that corner, though, the ball came in, get the initial clearance away, but only as far as Victor Ruiz on the edge of the box. Then they're going to work it about again. His Costa coming down the left, missed the tackle, although I'm not really too sure how. Miss another tackle with PK, then he gets it, a good save from Bravo, good shot, and then how is that
for a last-ditch goal line clearance from Jordi Alba. Regardless of whether it had gone in or not, it was offside, but I thought I'd leave that highlight in just to show you the crazy reactions of Jordi Alba to get that block shot in. And Jordi Alba was the first man to the ball again, first to react to the free kick that came back off the post. So as you can see, Villarreal were definitely the better side in the opening 20 minutes or so. Not the best passes of Lacazette there, but we get the fortuitous rebound, drops to us, and then Neymar, with so much pace, bursts through here, but a good save by Sergio Asenjo. It means that we can't quite take the lead there. And then when has Luciano Vieto been able to put in slide tackles that are that good? Then we're going to try and put in a tackle on them as they work it out wide again. Moy Gomez turns inside one. I am actually going to get the ball into my possession here, but Iniesta's first touch is crazy poor, bounces about 10 yards away from him, and they're able to pick the loose ball up again, stand it up to the cross, and Giovanni Dos Santos is there to head into an empty net because everybody had assumed that Iniesta was going to take that under his control and then clear it, including myself. Unfortunately, he didn't, and we still aren't able to get ourselves a goal here yet because Sergio Asenjo makes another good save, this time from Rakitic from the edge of the box. So into the second half we push, and still Villarreal coming forward at the beginning of the half. They really were a difficult side to play against. Brilliant save by Claudio Bravo there from that shot from the edge of the box. A few of you were mentioning that you thought I should have started Marc-Andre ter Stegen. Really pleased with Claudio Bravo so far this season. Obviously we had a very, very easy game against Elche in the opening game of the La Liga season, running out 4-1 winners at home. Villarreal, though, is a much different and much more difficult task. As you can see, we're into the very end of the half now. We have brought on Nangolan and Arda Turan, but Messi draws a good save out of Asenjo again, and we have to wait till stoppage time before we can have another chance. For some reason, I don't know whether you guys have encountered this as well, if you have Jerome Boateng in your side, but whenever I have someone take a throw down near the opposition goal, it always makes me, makes that player drop the ball, and then Jerome Boateng comes up from centre-back. It's infuriating, and I don't know how to stop it. You'll have to let me know in the chat, in the comment section, how to do that. But Neymar goes for a nice little Berber spin, then almost tackles the defender to squeeze it through to who? Pedro. Could be his last action in a Barcelona shirt altogether, scoring the equalising goal with seconds to go away from home against Villarreal. We get a point away from home, and I am thinking about changing the formation and trying the 4-2-3-1 that I am more familiar with in the next episode, because whilst I'm good enough with the 4-3-3 against some of the lesser sides, with against the larger sides, the 4-2-3-1 may be the preferred formation. So maybe I'll just play a mix of both. Rather than play the 4-2-3-1 in every game, maybe I will just play the 4-3-3 against the smaller sides and the 4-2-3-1 against sides where I need to be a little bit more defensive. As you can see, though, to my surprise, Borussia Dortmund accepted 33 million plus Pedro, even though they'd asked for 43 million plus Pedro, which means I'm going to have to wait to react to the PSG deal in case we can get Marco Reus to sign this contract, keeping the bids going for Faguli just in case the Reus deal falls through, but we will stall with the PSG bid. But as you can see, again, to my surprise, I offered him important first-team player, not crucial first-team player, and he accepted that as well. So for £150,000 a week, plus 33 million and Pedro, Marco Reus is now a Barcelona player, thanks to your suggestions in the chat. So we signed Marco Reus thanks to your suggestion. We signed Pjanic and Nangolan thanks to your suggestions. We signed Jose Gaya thanks to your suggestions, and Alexander Lacazette and Mattia De Chilio. And Jerome Boateng. Every single player that we've brought in this series so far has been one that you guys have told me to bring in the comments, and that is exactly why I run the start of career modes the way I do, so that we can get your guys' feedback involved, and you guys are heavily involved in every single decision that gets made. As you can see, 6 hours to go in transfer deadline day. We've spent rather a lot of money this window, £120 million. Nani goes from Sporting Lisbon to Valencia here for £21.5 million. Giuseppe Rossi's gone to Roma as well, who could obviously be a force for us to reckon with in the Champions League should we get to the latter stages, which hopefully, of course, we will. Meunier has also already gone out on loan this window, or this episode, thanks to a bit at the beginning of the episode, and now Sergio Roberto will be joining him, as well as Douglas going out on loan as well. So some of the youngsters that aren't going to get first team football thanks to the signings that we've brought in are going to get moved on so they can hopefully continue to grow. Real Madrid, if you notice in the bottom right, have signed Jetro Willems as well for £11.5 million from PSV or PSV, so that's going to be an interesting deal. They've also got Sergio Aguero for £58.5 million from Manchester City. Hopefully, with the news that was announced at Gamescom, obviously, and the news that I mentioned in the FIFA 16 Career Mode News video update that I did the other day. If you missed it, check it, by the way, from Wednesday. That they are planning on altering with the transfers to make the big name players more realistic in the way that they move about in career mode. But Real Madrid have spent 70 odd million. Rafael has gone from Borussia Mönchengladbach to Real Sociedad, and that is a great signing for them, a really good signing. So he's going to be difficult to play against. They've brought in Nani at Valencia, and obviously Adriano was part of the move that saw Gaia come to us. Villarreal have sold Carlucci, who I guess in real life has moved on to Tigres, so it is kind of a realistic deal to see him leave Villarreal in this particular save. But that is going to bring today's episode to a close. Thank you very much for watching, guys. The transfer window has now slammed shut, so we're back into the normal career mode now from here on out. As you can see, we're going to have, or could see before I started flicking through the calendar, Athletic Bilbao in the next episode, as well as our first Champions League game against Olympiacos. For now, though, we sit fourth in the table, but that is going to bring today's episode to a close. Thank you very much for watching. Drop the video a like if you enjoyed, of course, as always, and subscribe if you haven't already. Check the channel page for anything you may have missed this week. I won't be streaming Formula 1 tonight, or this afternoon, because I have to go out this afternoon, but I will be streaming Football Manager tonight, so be sure to come back to the Twitch channel at 8:45 PM. All links are in the description to my Twitch, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and to my sponsor G2A. And bye.